The best strategy is to make your own strategy. Remember, students, you cannot reach this 80 marks in one step. You have to follow some steps to reach to this 80 marks. So do not fall for strategies like one-shot preparation or go for those paid courses where you will be doing all the preparation again for the compartment exam 2025. In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can build a strategy by yourself, because that will be the best strategy you can use to achieve this 80 marks. Hello everyone, you are preparing your exam with PYQ Masterclass. First thing first, you should always be preparing less weightage topics first, as they are very easy as compared to the topics which have high weightage, right? You can score the 6 out of 6 in number system by just watching this lecture. So let us begin. Starting from multiple choice questions for 1 marks. Remember students, you can always achieve this 1 mark by just doing these 2 lines. Whether it is CBSE compartment paper or CBSE paper, the question is same. Two positive integer m and n are expressed as such, where p and q are prime number. LCM you have to find out. Here you have to find out HCF of two numbers and LCM of two numbers, and then find out the value of n minus 7m, right? So by just doing these two lines, you can get this one number in the exam. Now, firstly, we will find out LCM here. LCM will be highest power of prime factors, right? Highest power of prime factors. Firstly, you have to write m is equals to p to the power 5 q square, and n is equals to p to the power 3 q की power 4, right? Highest power. LCM will be highest power of prime factor. Highest power of p is 5. In both the powers, you have to check the highest power and give that power to your LCM answer. And for q, highest power is 4, right? Thus, my answer is C. Okay. Similarly, in this question, you can find out HCF. Firstly, here we will have to find out the HCF value for M, right? HCF value for M. Thus, first we'll have to do prime factorization, students. Remember, prime factorization is very easy. You can always begin for even number, you can always begin with 2, right? You can always begin with 2. Again, it is even number, you can always begin with 2. We get 2 into 7 square, and here we get 2 square into 7 power 1. You can always find out LCM and HCF in one line. Using that LCM, we can find out highest power 2 to the power of 2, and highest power of 7 is 2, right? Which is 4 into 49. Okay, 196. And for HCF, remember students, for HCF you have to find minimum power of prime factor. Minimum power of prime factor. Minimum power is 2 raised to power 1, and out of these two, minimum power is 7 raised to power 1, right? You can always find out LCM and HCF in one line. Now you have to find out n minus 7m, right? The value of m is 14 and n is 196. Calculate this. N minus 7 times of m. Answer is 98. Next question, if minus 1 power n plus minus 1 power 8 is 0, then n is any positive integer, negative integer, odd or even number. Remember students, in this kind of question, you have to take the given equation and start solving it. Okay. What you can do here is take this to another side. Now, remember minus 1 power even will be equal to 1, and minus 1 power odd will always be equal to minus 1. Here 8 is even number, you will write here 1. Minus 1 power n. Now Equating both sides, n can be 1, 3 as well, 5 as well, because it will always take the values. Minus 1 power n will always take values minus when it is odd, right? Thus, C is the answer. Any odd. Now student, there is 99% possibility that very short answer type question of 2 marks will be there, just like Cbse 2024 compartment set 1 and set 2 of this form, right? Where you have to prove this number as irrational number. You have to prove this number as irrational number. Or otherwise they only put a question case based 4 marker. Then there will be no possibility of 2 marker questions, right? So we'll have to be prepared for everything. Okay, first we'll prepare easy things. Now prove that 7 minus 3 root 5 is irrational number, given that root 5 is irrational number. Assume 7 minus 3 root 5 to be rational, and let 7 minus 3 root 5 equals a upon b, where a and b are integers and b is non-zero. Then you have to just keep the given thing. Given is root 5 is irrational. You have to just keep root 5 to the left hand side and take everything to the right. Now 7 is being added here. To the right it will be subtracted. Minus 3 is being multiplied by root 5. Now it will be divided to the right. Simply if you do this two operations and leave it just like this, there is no need to worry about this form. Okay, if you do this step correctly, because mostly students make mistake here, I know. So you will be rewarded 1 marks if you do this. Okay, hence you'll be writing right hand side is rational but left hand side is irrational. Therefore our assumption is wrong, and hence this is a rational number. Similarly here student, root 3 is irrational number. Let root 3 be rational number. You can write root 3 as p upon q, where q is non-zero. Denominator should be non-zero, and p and q are co-prime. Remember students, if you write the complete line, not just this, then only you will be rewarded half marks, right? Now squaring both the sides, 3q square equals p square. Now this implies that in the table of 3, add some q square, you will get p square, right? Which means that p square is being divisible by 3. This means p is also divisible by 3, right? This means that p is coming in the table of 3 at some a. At some a integer, okay? In the table of 3, you will get p, right? Now squaring again both the sides, you will get 9a square equals 3q square. From here, you will get that in the table of 3, at some a square, you will be getting q square, right? This means what? Q square is divisible by 3, okay? Which means q is divisible by 3. Now, your motive was, remember students, your motive was to write this. P is divisible by 3, Q is divisible by 3, which means that both P and Q have a common factor, which is a contradiction to this statement that P and Q are co-prime. Now, first and second leads to contradiction that P and Q are co-prime. Writing this will be rewarded half marks. Therefore, it is a contradiction to the fact that root 3 is rational. Hence, root 3 is irrational number. Another type of question for 2 marks will be of this type. 14 power n ends with digit 0 or 5. You have to check, right? Check whether 6 power n can end with digit 0 or not. This is very easy. You have to just factorize this. You have to factorize 14, okay? It is even number, start with 2. I have done the factorization. 14 power n will be 2 power n, 7 power n, right? As it does not have any 5 as a prime factor, right? It cannot end with the digit 0 or 5. For obtaining 0 in the unit digit, you have to have these factors, 5 into 2 factors, right? Minimum, these are important to get that 0 in the unit digit, like 10 or 100, right? So it does not have 5 as a prime factor, so it cannot end with the digit 0 or 5. Similarly here students, 6 to power n you can factorize as 2 into 3 power n. So they are asking you about the digit 0, can it end with the digit 0? Now this prime factorization does not contain prime number 5, hence it cannot end with the digit Now, students, next short answer type questions of 3 marks. Sometimes they ask you, right? Like in CBSE 2024 compartment set 1, we had this question of 3 marks. School has invited 42 mathematics teachers, 56 physics teachers, and 70 chemistry teachers to attend a science workshop. Find the minimum number of table required if same number of teachers are to sit at the table. Each table is occupied by teachers of the same subject. Now, students, always you get confused about whether you have to find out HCF or LCM in this type of question. For this, you just have to remember the two lines that I told you about previously, right? This line that HCF is minimum power of prime factor and LCM is highest power of prime factor. Here, students, you just have to use this trick that you have to find out here. They are asking you about minimum or maximum. If they are asking you about minimum, you have to find out HCF, right? Students, we find the HCF of these three numbers. 2 to the power 1 is the minimum power of 2, right? And of 3. Do not make this mistake that 3 to the power of 1 is the minimum power of 3, because here you can take 3 power 0, right? So minimum power is 3 power 0 and 7 minimum power is 7 is present in all with power 1, right? Thus answer will be 2 into 3 raised to power 0 is 1 and 7 raised to power 1 is 7. 14. HCF. Do not make this mistake as this step is of 1.5 marks, right? Now you have to find the minimum number of table required if same number of teachers are to sit at a table, right? That is why we had find out HCF, that is 14, right? Same number of teachers are going to sit at a table and each table is occupied by teacher of the same subject. Now 42 divided by 14 plus 56 divided by 14 and 70 divided by 14 equals 12. This is the minimum number of tables that will be required. Now, student, in CBSE 2023 compartment set 1, we had seen case-based study question of 4 marks, right? So we should always be prepared for such type of questions. Trust me, these are not at all hard. First is February 14 is celebrated as International Book Giving Day and many countries in world celebrate this day. Some people in India also started celebrating this day, donated the following number of books of various subjects to public library. History 96, Science 214, Maths 336. Now based on above information, answer the following questions. How many books are arranged in each stack? How many books are used to arrange all the mathematics books? Now determine total number of stack that will be used for arranging all the books, right? Remember student, these books have to be arranged in minimum number. You have to just find out this word minimum or maximum and you can just begin the question by finding out minimum में you will be finding out HCF and for maximum you will be finding out the LCM. Now students, HCF of these three numbers you will find out as go for the lowest value of 2. Lowest power, that is 2 raised to power 4, right? And 3 power 1, and for 5 you can see the smallest power is 5 raised to power 0, right? Because 5 is a factor which 96 and 336 do not contain, thus smallest power is going to be 5 raised to power 0. Don't make this mistake, right? Be very careful. And 7 also, smallest power is going to be 7 power 0, because 7 is only contained in this number. Thus, the answer is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, right? Which is 4 into 4 into 3, which is 48. Okay. Now, they were asking you about the number of stack that are used to arrange all the mathematic books. Now, you should know this that mathematics books are 336 in number, right? Thus 336 divided by 45 is equal to 7 are the number of stacks, and total number of stacks will be 96 divided by 48, because for every subject they're asking you about the stacks, that is 96 divided by 48, 240 divided by 48 and 336 divided by 48, that is 14. and hence you get these 4 marks for this case based question very easily. Similarly, you have to prepare for similar type of questions for the exam, and I assure you 6 out of 6 in number system.